Good. Hello and welcome to day 3. I'm going to pin myself here so we can see my video. Everyone that's here, if you've been here for the last 3 days with me, put it in the chat that you have been here for the entire 3 days. I am going to be putting my microphone on as you guys tell me in the chat what's been coming up for you. There's a lot that I want to actually cover today because there's been so many DMs, so many things going on in the community as well, which is amazing. So we got a lot to cover today. And today is steps 3 and 4, some of the most crucial steps in this manifestation journey. So as I put my microphone on, okay, can you guys tell me in the chat if you guys can still hear me okay now that I have my mic on? 3 days, we love it. Coach LV has been here for 3 days. Karuna, missed yesterday, had dinner with my brother. I love it. Love the family time. But Karuna, I know you've been here since day 1 too. Angel, 3 days. Kristen, 3 days strong. Hackerman, 3 days strong. Maximum, yes. Okay, amazing. So who's ready to get into the last day? I cannot believe that today is the last day of this challenge, our 3-day manifestation challenge together. And I'm actually even more excited for what's to come beyond this, right? So many of you have already reached out with things that have been happening. Hello, Yvette. And so I want to go over again some of the things that we've gone over because even last night I had a bombard, so many souls that have just joined this challenge. So some of you might be here for the first time. If it is your first time seeing me live on this challenge, let me know in the chat. But the first two things that we all went over, the first thing was clarity. So gaining full clarity on who we are now and who we wish to become, right? And I really broke that down for you guys, like crystal clear clarity and details on your current beliefs, your entire subconscious mind, how it's operating, and what you want your subconscious mind to actually turn out to be in order to manifest your desires into your reality. Yesterday was all about release. So yesterday we literally went through all the things that we need to let go of that are no longer serving us and are actually blocking and preventing us from achieving the things that we truly, truly desire. So I even walked you through a meditative time techniques, which it was like a combo meditative thing to really allow you to release what it is that you were holding on to. So we were able to release at least one of those things yesterday. So today we're going into surrender and embody. So I could have turned this into another, like a 4-day long challenge, but because we're going into the weekend, because we're going into New Year's, I just wanted to bundle it up into 3 days. So today we have a lot to cover. But before I actually do this, I know so many of you are here. So yesterday I went through again all the new people that were joining, and 99% of these people also put down that they're manifesting more wealth or more money or whatever in their life and in their business. And so that's one of the prime examples that I've been giving you guys since day 1 because a majority of you are manifesting more money or more wealth. If that resonates, right in the chat, that is one of the things that you are manifesting. So let me make it even more clear for you. These are the specific things that I did, right? I talked about this throughout each of the days, but I want to make it even more clear to you in this visual aspect as well. So how did I manifest my first $10,000 cash day? When it comes to clarity, I got very clear on what my current money story was, right? What are my current beliefs about money, right? So I shared this with you guys in the past that my current beliefs about money is very hard to make, or only certain people, in certain professions can make 6 figures or more, yada, 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 right? I grew up in a low income family. I grew up in a low income community with immigrant parents. My father was the only breadwinner. My mother never worked a day in her life, still has never worked a day in her life. Now me and my brother support the family that now that my dad has passed away from COVID. But I grew up with those stories in my mind that money was so hard that you have to work 60 plus hours a week to make money because that's what I saw my father do. And so as I got more clear on my money story, I also asked, what is my current relationship with money? And I noticed that currently with money, I'm afraid to spend. I'm so afraid to spend. I'm still not even barely saving. Like as soon as money comes into my account, there's already 30,000 different expenses that I need to pay for. All of a sudden something new happens. All of a sudden we need to do something new for the home. All of a sudden I need to pay for this extra course. All of us, right? These are the things that are happening, and I had to get in touch with it. And then I also had to ask myself, what am I currently feeling when it comes to money? And what I was feeling is frustration. What I was feeling was stress. I was stressed out when it came to my finances, right? I was working multiple jobs. I was literally at Harvard, getting my master's. I was a full-time student and I still worked full-time and a part-time job. So I was working 60 hours or more a week while still being a full-time grad student because that was my current money story at that time, right? And as I got more clear on that, I also asked myself, okay, if this reality is not something that I want for the rest of my life, I no longer want to stress and be frustrated and so worried about my money and how I spend it and how I save it and how I don't save it, whatever. What does that future version of Samaya who no longer struggles with money, what does this look like? What will change in my life? How will my feelings change? How will I go? What will I feel now instead? If I was making enough money where I'm not worried about it anymore, what would I feel instead? Well, Samaya wouldn't be frustrated anymore. Now she's at calm and at ease because money is just flowing to her as easily as the air that she breathes. Now I'm going to feel so much more connected and be able to actually pour into my loved ones without feeling worried about, like, oh my God, if I give this away, I don't know how I'll pay for that next trip or for that next bill or for that next rainy day. So this is how I got clear on this specific goal, but also in every single thing that I've manifested into my reality, right? You name it as the career, the relationship, the personal thing, the whatever it is, it's all the same things. I went through exactly how to get clear, right? And I also got clear on my why. Why do I want more money? What is it actually going to do for me? For me, it was, oh, now I get to pay and support my family without being frustrated. Now I get to pay for full trips, 6-week trips to the other side of the world for the entire family. Now I get to invest in things that are going to help me personally and my mental health and continue to pour into myself and really, really feel that love and kindness and compassion for myself, right? All these things is what I had to get clear on. So tell me right now if you guys are here that this makes sense for you, that step one, clarity, you completely get it. Because again, I told you guys this in day one, that clarity was the foundation. Without clarity, nothing else matters. I can go through this entire thing and nothing else will matter if you guys don't even get clear with day one. So this brings me to the things that came. So something came up, and I think they're actually in here too. So I started to notice that some of you started to write in actually I think it was one person or maybe two on I've been trying this Samaya already and it's not working. We just started day 3 of the challenge. You are currently understanding what you've been operated with and programmed with for as long as you've been alive. So maybe some of you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, however old you are. That many years of programming is what we're trying to understand right now. So in less than 48 hours, if you come back to me and you're like, Samaya, I tried half of your method because you've only gone through half of it so far. And so far after the half of the method that you've gone over, I can't manifest my reality. How do you think that makes me feel? So one, at first when I saw that message, I was like, ain't no fucking way. To be frankly honest, I was like, what? We just went over 2 days. But then I realized that, you know what, actually, Samaya, this is normal. This is why I'm doing this challenge. This is why I'm hosting this entire thing for free. You and I both know, every single person on this call right now, every single person that has been in watch these replays, you all know I could have bundled this up and sold this and made loads of money from the 200 of you that are now registered in this class, in this challenge. But why am I giving it away for free? Because this is what I see over and over again in our collaborative society, that we try things for 24 hours, maybe 2 days, and we already say, I can't do this. This is so hard. Is anybody else having trouble with this? I've been programmed this way for 30 years. And, in the last 2 days, I really tried to get very clear and I released everything that has been programmed in my brain for 30 freaking years. And today I am really upset because after 48 hours, I was not able to release the programming that's been in my mind for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years. Do we understand what I'm saying here right now? This is not something, yes, absolutely. There could be people, there also has been people in my DMs that are like, Samaya, in these last 2 days, these are the things that have actually appeared in my reality. In these last 2 days, as I got more clear, I actually began to recognize that some of the things that I've been desiring has already been in my vicinity, and I've just been failing to see it. So yes, absolutely, there are things that are possible that can happen within a blink of an eye. And I even shared some of my own very own manifestations that I was in the shower thinking about something and boom, I came out, it happened. But in order for you to get there, we need to put in the work. We need to get clear. We need to understand where we are coming from, where we are headed, why we are headed there, what do we need to specifically release, all of that, right? We have a lot of yeses in the chat. Amazing. Okay. So after we all got clear, right after I got clear on that money story, I then began to release the things that didn't align with the version of me that I was trying to become because I was so clear on who that version of Samaya is, who already embodies a millionaire mindset, right? And this was very, very hard for me. This was extremely hard for me. Why? I've never seen $1 million in my life. My immigrant father who came from Bangladesh has maybe he's seen $1 million in his hometown because they were actually very rich and well off in Bangladesh. But in New York City, my dad never touched $1 million. Nobody that I physically knew in America, my cousins, my uncles, my aunts, everyone that's around me, nobody's done that, right? I'm also not currently living in the home that I'm manifesting. Yes, I manifested buying this apartment that I'm currently in, that I grew up in, that my entire family has been in over 30 years, their entire lifetime in New York City. Like my mom, my dad, my siblings were born here and has lived in this home forever, and I was able to buy it, and it's one of my greatest achievements. But there's so much more that I know I can do. There's so much more that I know I can achieve. So even through that, I had to fight through what I was seeing in my physical world while also attracting what it is that I want. So what did I release? I released being able, this fear and scarcity and anxiety that I would feel every time I was at the register trying to buy something. I had to release the stress that I was constantly under to make the money that I was making. I had to release the resentment I would feel every time my bills would come every single month. I had to release my mind from understanding and believing that there's only one avenue to make money, right? Because my whole life I was programmed like, okay, whatever job you have, that's where you're getting your money from. You don't got a job, you ain't making money. But guess what happened when I actually released these things? I started to get random checks in the mail. I started to sign brand collabs that were paying me thousands of dollars to do a 20-second video. One of my first brand collabs was with L'Oreal Paris. They paid me $4,000, $4,000 for a 20-second video that you can still go see on my TikTok if you would like. If I limited myself even now and I was like, oh, the only way for me to make money is, through this specific career job role that I have and there's no other avenues, I would not be where I am today. And so all these things had to be released. So again, this is my specific example with the money, because again, the finances is what continuously comes up for so many of us that are in this challenge here today. And so I wanted to make sure I broke it down for you, that even though I've been telling you guys these over the last 2 days, I wanted to break it down and put it on a slide for you all. So with all that being said, let's get into today. I am so excited for us to really learn how to surrender, because even yesterday, some of us were here in the chat like, oh my God, I'm having a great time. I understand all this, but I'm having a tough time to really let it go. I saw it in the community too. So I'm really excited to talk about this. This is actually one of the most difficult things for people to do, because what happens is, they gain the clarity, they start to do the work to release the things, they do hypnotherapy, they do EFT, they listen to subliminals, they'll do all these things, and then they really don't know how to surrender. They're still stuck in this place of lack. So let's talk about that. Let me see what's going on in the chat as I do this. Sometimes we just want the big instead of appreciating the small victories. Yes, Carly. Okay, we're going to talk more about that in a minute. Okay, great. I think I got everything in the chat. So, again, this is something I will say for the rest of my life. So you will hear this time and time again. Manifestation is something that is happening all the time. It's not just something that happens when Maria wakes up and decides, okay, today I want to manifest, my home, so I'm going to write it down. It is not when Tamatha wakes up in the morning and says, hey, today I want, a nice iced coffee for free, and I'm just going to write it down and manifest it, or I'm going to look at the stars tomorrow night and manifest it. It doesn't only happen when Yvette wakes up and is like, you know what, I really want this romantic relationship in my life, or I really want this, and I'm just going to only do it today. This is happening 24/7. 365 days a year, from the moment you take your first breath to the minute you'll take your very last one. Karina says, I love the example you gave about your mom and boiling water with surrendering. Yes. Okay. So I actually have that coming up here. So Karuna is talking about, so I have a lesson on the law of detachment, basically learning how to detach inside my manifestation power vault. And Karuna's inside there. So that's what she's referring to. The universal laws that make manifestation possible can't be turned on or off. Just like your brain, the subconscious part of your brain, you can't turn that on or off, right? You can't decide right now, you're like, you know what, today I don't want to manifest, so I'm just going to turn it off. And then tomorrow you wake up and you see that nice Range Rover, being driven by, and you're like, I really want to manifest that car. Let me go turn on my subconscious mind. Do you guys think that's how it works? Because I'm sorry to tell you, that's not how it works. We literally have no control over turning it on or off because there is no on or off switch. It is on all the time until you take your last breath. So I want you to really understand this and embody this, right? Like this is going to be like I could literally just like end the call here because this is the biggest thing for us to understand, that manifestation is happening all the time. So what does this actually mean? In the simplest terms, this means that who I am being, how I am taking actions or not taking action, how I show up on a day-to-day basis is what is attracting my physical reality. So even if I don't decide to actively do anything, right? Like these manifestation methods that I give you guys or that's in my manifestation power vault, these are just things to help you throughout the journey, right? These are just things to help you get clear, help you release, help you surrender, help you embody, right? These are just things to help you do the things you need to do. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing is to really embody this, which is what we're going through today, is to really understand that I am manifesting all the time. So I need to make sure that I am really showing up as the version of myself that already has their desires, goals, and dreams in their physical world. I feel the turn on and off, right? So this quote, okay, before I get into this, what Karuna was talking about. So the quote, the root of all suffering is attachment. So there's actually somebody on, and her and I have been in the chat. We might be doing a huge collab later. So I forgot her name, but she, if I find it, I'll put her in the chat. But she talks a lot about attachments on Instagram, and she sells this book about like attachment styles, and I absolutely love the work that she's put in. And the root of all suffering is attachment. So the comments that I brought up earlier of the people that have reached out talking about, I've tried this for 48 hours and it hasn't worked out. You guys are suffering because you are so attached to the outcome. And it's not your fault. I'm not, I don't want anyone to take this and be upset. We were programmed this way to really always want instant gratification. Instant gratification. If you actually scroll through Instagram right now, I'm sure you'll find hundreds and thousands of manifestation gurus who are telling you, hey, watch this thing and you'll get your specific person back in like 24 hours. Hey, do this thing and you'll get a text message in the next like 3 seconds. Hey, do this thing and drink this water under the moon, or freaking, I don't know, rip up your paper, burn it, do whatever, and you'll get XYZ in this many days, in this many minutes, in this many hours. Why? Why do they put those things after everything that they're trying to allow their audience to manifest? Because they understand that everybody is craving instant gratification. When in reality, again, what did I say earlier? These are years and years of programmings that we are trying to now either release, reprogram, shift, change, transform, whatever word you want to use. A lot of these things will not happen instantly, right? And we need to come to acceptance with that. And that is something I'm going to talk to you more about with my specific manifestations to make it more clear to you. So this is what Karina was referring to. So this is something that I gave an example of in my manifestation power vault. Um, this is something that this is an example from my real life, right? A watch pot never boils. This is what my mom has always told me, right? So I come from Bangladesh. My mom is a lover of black tea with milk. That is one of our that's we basically call it chai, you know, Starbucks chai latte. It's just chai, right? It's just chai. So this chai she makes every single day, right? Every single morning, my entire life, my mom drinks this chai. And she will always say, you know, she got this chai boiling in her little pot and pan. And as soon as she turns around for like that split 1 second, right? She'll be standing there staring at this pot, waiting for it to boil so that she can pour it. She's watching, right? As I'm Indian, it's just chai. Yeah. So she's watching this thing, and all of a sudden, for a split second, somebody calls her name or something happens, or she got to grab something. She turns around, and guess what happens in that 1 second? That chai boils over. And every single time she's like, oh my gosh, I was standing here watching this. I literally stopped my soap opera in the other room so I could come and watch this pot and make sure it doesn't spill over and that I got to clean the stove again. So, what does this have to do with your manifestations? When you are standing there watching the pot, right? When you are standing there questioning, where is my manifestation? Where is that money that I'm asking for? Where is that dream job that I really want? I know somebody, I don't know if they're in here right now, somebody that signed up for this challenge said that they're manifesting getting into medical school. Where is that medical school acceptance? Where are those soul aligned clients that are going to pay for my services in full and know that it's worth every penny? Where is those brand collab? You know, like we're over here standing like, where the hell is it? Right? And then you know what unfortunately happens in that last second, right? That very last minute when your manifestation is about to come in. Unfortunately, a majority of people right before that last, that last second, they decide, you know what? I've been standing here for X amount of days, X amount of hours, X amount of minutes, and it ain't happening. I don't have time for this shit no more. I got other things to do. I got to worry about this. I got that going on. I have this event to go to. I don't have time for this. I have been waiting and doing the work for so long, and here I am watching and waiting, and my manifestation has still not arrived. And then you give up. And then you give up. Maxim is asking in the chat, what does this have to do with Maxim is the same person that asked me why their manifestation did not come true in 48 hours. What this has to do with detachment is your inability to move away from that pot, to move away from that manifestation and already understand that it's already yours. What you are doing when you're standing there questioning, where is it? Is it going to come? Am I even worthy of this? Is it going to work out for me? I've been doing this for 365 days. It still hasn't happened. I put this on my vision board. It still didn't come true. I did the affirmation. It's still not happening. I told myself that I am worthy of this. It still didn't. When you're doing that, you are operating from a place of lack. And where does this lack reside? It resides in this low end of the vibrational scale where your manifestations do not even live. Imagine your manifestations trying to come in, right? And there's two different homes, right? Let's imagine yourself in a forest and there's two different homes. And one home is super lit up. It's full of enlightenment. It's full of peace. It's full of joy. It's full of love. It's full of acceptance. It's full of trust. And then there's another home that looks really dark. It's full of lack. It's full of questioning, where in the world is my manifestations. It's full of guilt, it's full of shame. It's so jealous that other people around them are actually making and achieving the things that they so badly want. It's full of anger and rage that it's taking so long to achieve what it is that I truly want. Hi, Jessica, welcome. Which home do you think your manifestation is going to want to come to? That lit up home with love, acceptance, trust, enlightenment, peace, and joy, or that dark home that's operating from a place of anger, frustration, guilt, despair? Your manifestations are going to come to that lit up home because your manifestations reside in that lit up place. Your manifestations are not interested in coming to a place where that person doesn't even believe that it's already theirs. Your manifestation doesn't want to come to a place where those lack subconscious beliefs still exist, right? So I'm going to take my pencil case right here to explain this to you. So this is your current subconscious mind. Okay, I got this. I went to a trip in Colombia. This was handmade. Love it. Okay, it's at my desk. So we have these are all your current beliefs, your current values, your current traumas, your current self-concept, your current self-identity, your current patterns, habits, everything that makes you you is here. Okay? And now you're like, hey, Samaya, I really want to manifest more money in my life. And you're wondering why this isn't going in. And you're like, hey, Samaya, I really want to manifest a boyfriend or a husband or an engagement this year. And then you're like, hey, Samaya, I really want to manifest more clients in my business or take my business off the ground. I want to manifest a healthy marriage. I want to manifest more children in the future. I want to manifest buying that home for my big family. Why can't this go in here? Because your subconscious is currently still really, really, really filled and preoccupied with all those parts of you that don't even serve you. Now, there might be things in here that really do work, right? Like maybe this right here is real, it's your level of like peace that you already, like this is something that works. But right here, what do we have it here? Oh, look at that. We have something that says that I'm not worthy of what I desire. Does this match the vibration of that manifestation I'm trying to call in? No. Okay, so let me release that. Oh, look at that. This is my need for validation. I continuously keep looking outside of me to feel validated, to feel heard, to feel seen, to feel worthy. Oh, does this match the vibration I'm trying to align? No. Okay, let's take that up too. What else? Oh my God, look at that. I have a lack money mindset. I keep telling myself that I need to work super, super hard to make money, that it's impossible to make money when I'm sleeping. Oh, okay. You know what? I don't want to believe that either. Let me take that out. Oh my goodness. No freaking way. I just realized that I have been carrying this limiting belief with me that I cannot feel secure within my own skin unless somebody else outside of me makes me feel safe and secure. And guess what? The version of me that has my manifestations already feels secure. So I don't need this limiting belief. Let me take that out. And now look at this. Look how easily your manifestation just went inside your life, your subconscious, and has made its way to your existence. Do we understand what I just showed you guys? Do we understand what has just been shown? Carly says high vibrations, high energy. This is strong visual right here. Yep. Maria says yes in all caps. So now, the law of detachment, right? Maxim, I'm sending you so much love. Maxim, you know what you need to, my goal for you in 2023 is patience. I really hope that my patient energy can reach your subconscious and your soul right now. Okay, the law of detachment. The spiritual law of detachment is about trust and surrender rather than control. So when we're trying to stand there, trying to control this pot, trying to control this from brewing over, trying to control exactly how I want it to appear in my reality. Not only are we limiting ourselves and boxing ourselves into that physical reality, but we are also preventing ourselves from actually achieving what it is that we desire. So again, an example with the $10,000 cash that we were talking about. If I boxed myself in to, I just, I really want to manifest $10,000 cash month, right? I just want it in 30 days. That's all I want. Like, I don't want anything more than like this is all, right? And I continuously focus on that. I'm continuously trying to control that. Do we think I would be able to actually get all that in a single day? If I was only sending a message to the universe and the higher powers and God and whoever else I believe in, that I only want this specific thing in this specific way and I want it to come through this specific avenue, do we think that I would open myself to the thousands of other opportunities and limitless opportunities that was available to me in my universe? Do we think that I would be able to change that from getting this in 30 days to getting this in less than 24 hours? November 1st, 2023, I had made over 10K before it hit 2 p.m. that day. If I stayed in that state of I need to control how this happens, I would not be able to shift from that 30-day mindset to being open for more. So what did I do instead? When I was manifesting that reality for me, I didn't write $10,000 cash day because I wasn't there. In my mind, I was still at the monthly thing that I was trying to manifest at that time. But what I did was I left room for more. So when I journal in my manifestation journal, or when I do any of these methods and techniques to keep me in that vibration of my higher self who already has all these things, I always leave room for more. So how do I do that? So when I write in my manifestation journal as if I already have what it is that I desire, I specifically wrote, I am so happy and grateful for $10,000 or more a month. I am so happy and grateful for all the different various avenues that align with my being, my passion, my mission, my brand, that allows me to make money passively in my sleep. I am so happy and grateful to have all these different avenues that allow me to wake up and feel fulfilled and not worried about my finances. I love waking up feeling so financially stable. I love waking up being able to go buy my matcha and not worry about it. I love being able to spend on my family and so on and so forth, right? I got so crystal clear while also leaving so much room for more, right? You're blocking yourself, you're limiting yourself, right? I think your energy came to me. I stopped counting. Thanks. I love it, Maxim. So when you are no longer tied to the outcome of how it must be, right? Like so specific. So this is even so big on relationships, right? This is something that I've been realizing and working through and seeing the difference in relationships, right? Sometimes we're so focused in on I want this person to be exactly like this and say these exact words to me and buy me those specific flowers and that's going to show that I am worthy and I am deserving and I am loved and that I have the perfect relationship, or I really want this business to take off the ground and every day I want to make da da da, da, right? When you are no longer tied to the outcome and how it must specifically be, and you finally release that control, you free yourself, right? That freedom, right? That one slide that I had on day one that said freedom, right? And everybody was going off in the chat like, yes, 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 this resonates with me. This same freedom is exactly what you achieve when you master the law of detachment. So it's all about letting go of what you cannot control. Because I want you to understand there are certain things that you certainly can control, right? Some of those things include I have the control to shift from feeling angry right now to feeling at peace. How will I do that? Well, on day one of the challenge, I already got very clear on who I am and what I want. And I also got very clear on the things that bring me joy and peace. And so right now that I'm angry and I want to shift over, I know exactly what to give myself to shift. But what do I not have control over right now? I do not have control over on my life is going to look like in 10 years and really just bring it into my reality right now. Like, yes, I do have control, but what are the parts that I cannot control right now? Right? If you're somebody who's, let's say you're single and you're manifesting a marriage, right? And you're manifesting the significant other. What are the parts that you can control? You can control, I can show up as the version of myself who already feels so fully loved. Why do most people want relationships, right? They want to continue to feel secure. They want to feel safe. They want to feel loved. They want to feel adventure and joy as they experience this life with someone else, right? How can I bring those same things into my reality right now? And that's the part that I can control now. But the time, let's say that certain things like, oh yeah, I would love to be engaged by this year. And if it happens, freaking amazing, right? But also leaving room for, you know what? I trust not only myself, but also the divine and the higher powers and whoever else is making all these things happen and orchestrating these things at divine timing. I also release full control to that. And I know this is hard. And you're asking, how do I actually release this? The way you release it is by embodying the version of you that already has it. So let's go into that, right? So the first thing you do is you reframe your perspective because it's all happening in here, right? But we're also going to tune into the body because it's all connected, right? The mind, body, soul, spirit. So you're going to be shifting from a place of wanting to allowing. I want the $10,000 a month, but I allowed myself to have a $10,000 cash day. You need to get out of this place of want, want, want. I want more time. I want more money. I want more love. When you come from a place of want, you're literally telling the world and the universe and yourself and your mind that you do not have it right now. That you do not have this and you are lacking this and you are struggling in life and you do not have this right now. Right? Yes. Wanting is lack. Right? Yes, good question. So even when you're saying I need, right? The word need, want, same thing. If you still need it, you don't have it. You still want it, you don't have it. You don't have it. So you begin to allow yourself, right? So instead of clinging tightly onto your desires and shifting your focus, shift your focus to opening yourself up to the arrival of it. Take yourself to the end state. Remember, I don't know if it was day 1 or day 2, I told you guys, cast that vision for yourself. What did that mean? That means I wanted you to see that end state, right? That end state where you already have what it is that you came here to manifest. You already have it. So if you already have it, open yourself to the arrival of it. What does that mean? Be there. Take yourself there and ask yourself, what am I feeling? Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I feel so secure. I'm so at peace. I'm so calm. I'm no longer frustrated. I'm no longer angry. I'm no longer jealous. I'm no longer stuck in a place of shame and guilt, worry and anxiety, overwhelming thoughts. You need to allow yourself to open yourself up to this arrival. When you're clinging on to, I want this, I need this, I want this, I need this, I want this, I need this, it's not here. When is it going to get here? You are keeping yourself stuck in a low vibrational energy that is preventing these manifestations to even come in. So you need to begin to see yourself as a magnet and you need to see your desires as something that you can literally attract, right? You're such a you're a magnetic energy that can literally attract these manifestations into your reality in lightning speed as long as you literally allow yourself to do that. So this requires you to build your trust. Trust is the number one thing. I think I've been posting a lot of different content about this trust lately, especially on my Instagram, because that's the number one thing that it comes down to. So my one-on-one clients that work with me, right? They come with the same problems that we all are here with too, right? The self-doubt, the when is it going to come? How do I do this? Whatever. When we work together, I'm specifically working with them one-on-one to understand where their lack of trust originates from, because where your lack of trust originates from could be different from mine, right? So we go deep into their specific subconscious to understand why are you not trusting yourself in this process? And some simple examples that I can give you that I've noticed in my clients and myself and so many others is even the simple ability where you wake up and you're like, oh, tomorrow I'm actually going to start going to the gym. Tomorrow's going to be the day. Yep. January's coming around. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do a quick workout, and then you don't do it. So, what happens when you don't do these things? You are showing your subconscious mind that you cannot be trusted. Every single time you make promises to yourself and then you break them, you are yet again giving your subconscious mind another reason to believe that you cannot be trusted. So if you subconsciously cannot even trust yourself, what makes you think that you can trust anything else that's going on outside of you? If you cannot hold that trust and faith and belief within yourself, how will anyone or anything outside of you trust you or your process or your life? Fire me up. Wow. Literally. If you cannot trust yourself, how will you do anything? Now I know, right? But you're like, Samaya, I've been living my life for X amount of years till now, and I've made a bunch of shit happen without trusting my, okay, we get it. But we're here right now because we want to actually manifest the things that we actually want. We want to manifest bigger, better, more fulfilling things for ourselves so that we're no longer stuck in a place of where is it, when is it coming, right? We begin to live in alignment with our life. So what does this mean? Right? Let's make this a little bit more tangible. So embrace the uncertainty. I know this is hard and this is going to come with practice, right? Embrace the uncertainty. Regardless of how clear you and I could spend the entire Friday today getting so clear on our desires today, we can all write it down. Let's say I'm like, okay, everybody, let's take our notebooks out and write down exactly how Saturday is going to go. Tomorrow is Saturday, December 30th. Let's write down verbatim how it's going to go. Do we think from word by word tomorrow is going to happen exactly like that? Probably not. So embrace that uncertainty. That even though a majority of that day that you describe can become a reality, there's certain things that you and I have no idea that might happen tomorrow. Embrace the uncertainty. Remember that the universe, Allah, God, higher powers often have a better plan for us. This is something that's really easy for me to embrace because I really do believe in God. And every time I have let go of the control of, you know what, this is exactly what I want, but I would love and appreciate anything better. And I already know that you have a higher plan for me because you are always making sure that everything is always working out for me, right? Same thing. You believe in the universe, you believe in whatever you believe in. They are, that entity is always wanting the best for you. So if they already have the best interest for me, why am I worrying? That regardless of what I'm asking for, right? Even though I'm getting very crystal clear and whatever, I know that I'm going to end up with something that is even beyond what I've asked for, right? Which is why I was so easily able to go from that 10K month to now a 10K day. So surrender to the unknown and trust that what unfolds will be for your highest good, right? Even those challenges, right? So you never get to a point in life where it's like, okay, that's it. Like, I'm never going to have a challenge in my life again. I'm never going to want to manifest something new again. I'm never going to need to heal something again. Like, this is a journey, right? So we're all learning on how can I begin to embrace this uncertainty, embrace this journey, and really come into flow and understand that things are always working out for my highest good. So you begin to practice non-attachment, right? You focus on the present moment. That this is how you do it. The way you detach, right? Maxim, this is for you who've been asking in the chat, how do I do it? How do I do it? This is how you do it. Everything that I've been saying is how you do it, but also this. The way you practice non-attachment is by bringing yourself into the present moment because the present moment is all that exists. I'm going to take a second. I'm going to read the things in your chat as I continue. I need to grab my charger. 1 second, guys. Okay. Sometimes what we think we want is the best, but God has something better. Yes. All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. Let me put the charger on. Okay. What else we got in the chat? Angel, when you let go, you also find the peace within. I don't know if that makes sense. That makes 1,001%. It makes complete sense. When you let go and you come to the present now is when you find the peace. So engaging fully in your current experiences, right? That means you're coming into the now. That means as you're drinking your water, you're here now. You're not thinking about, oh my God, 20 years from now, what the fuck am I going to be doing? Right? You're not opening up your email in the morning worried about what's going to happen 5 days. Like you're here in the now. As you drink your coffee in the morning, be here in the now. Smell your coffee beans, smell the flavor in your coffee. As you wake up and you have your breakfast, be there for your breakfast. Be grateful that you have a plate of breakfast, right? I don't even know how many thousands of kids have died in Gaza over the last 80 something days and over the 75 years who will not wake up to a meal tomorrow. And all the people that are actually alive there who are not going to wake up to any meals. So as you have your next meal, how do you bring yourself back into the present moment? You are expressing gratitude for that plate in front of you. You are here in the now. Use your five senses, right? Every time you want to bring yourself back into the present moment, you can use your five senses that you were so gifted to receive. You can see, you can hear, you can taste, you can smell. Bring yourself back into the present moment. You have lungs that allow you to breathe. Bring yourself back into the present moment. You need to come back to the now. Take a couple of deep breaths. You need to come back into the now. Pay attention to what you're smelling around you. You need to come back into the now. Pay attention to what you just ate that you're tasting in your mouth. You want to come back to the now. Pay attention to what you're listening to that's around you in your environment. I will never take an excuse from anyone that says, I don't know how to come back into the now, because there is so many ways for you to actively come back into the now. It's just about practicing that and allowing yourself to really do it. It's about stop allowing those excuses in your mind to take you away from what exists here in the now. Right? What do we got going on in the chat? So have to visualize your manifestation as if it's in the present, but also be present. Yes, it's all about being here in the now. Yes, everything is always working out, Zia says. So we're letting go of the expectations. Did I just talk about that? No, that was uncertainty. So the expectations too, right? So this is huge. I talked about this in one of my recent master classes, which is why I think it's like I just talked about this. But allow the universe, the higher power, God, whoever you believe in, to orchestrate the how and the when. That's not your job. Open yourself to receiving in the unexpected way. Your job is the things that we've been going over for the last couple of days. Your job is to get clear on what you want, who you are, what you got going on in your subconscious right now, what you need to keep, what you need to shift, what you need to reprogram, and who you want to. That's what you're doing. Your job is to release the things that no longer serve you in order for you to become the version you're trying to become. Your job is to surrender, right? These are the things that are your job. Your job is not like, oh my God, I really wanted this on December 31st, and now we're on December 31st, and it's not going to happen. This is the example I wanted to give. Let me see if I didn't put it in here. Actually, I'm getting too ahead of myself. There's an example I want to give based on that, but let's just finish this part. So we're coming into the present moment. We know how to do that now. We are letting go of expectations. We're allowing things to just happen the way they're meant to as we control the things that we actually can control. And then we're expressing tons and tons of gratitude. Why was yesterday's homework about gratitude? I want you all to understand, everyone that's in here, anyone that's ever worked with me, anyone that's in everything I do is very intentional. That's the way I live, breathe, walk my life, but also how I teach and how I give back to all of you. Everything is always intentional. Yesterday's homework was bringing us to this here today. When you practice gratitude and you regularly are appreciating what you have here in the now, you are literally sending a message to the universe and the higher powers and everything else that we got going on in the solar system. You're letting them know that I am so happy and appreciative that for what I have now, that you're going to make them want to give you more. Now, the example that came this morning while I was showering, right? So I was showering, you know what it is? I'm actually going to start putting something in the shower that I can just record myself and start speaking because I get the craziest downloads when I'm in there. So, as I was in there today, I was thinking about, let's say that all of you in here today, each of you sent me $100 on my Venmo, right? Each of you just, I don't know, sent me $100. You cashed apped it to me, you sent it to me, whatever. And then after everybody sent me the $100, right? So right now there's a bunch of you. So let's say from the I would have gotten $2,000, right? And then I was like, oh my God, I really wanted to make $100,000 before 2023 was over. And everybody just sent me $2,000. And what I wanted was $100,000. Like, are you freaking kidding me? I wanted $100,000. How would you all feel if that's what I said to you guys after you all sent me $100? After your hard-earned money, your blood, sweat, and tears that you put into this, and you sent me $100, and immediately I was like, that is not what I wanted. That's not what I asked for. I wanted $100,000. What am I gonna 2,000? Right? Carly's like, that's ungrateful. That's the same ungrateful energy that you send into the universe when you are not expressing gratitude for what you already got going on right now. So the same thing happened when I was trying to manifest more money, right? I was over here like, oh my God, like I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of working all these jobs while also doing my master's, while also taking care of my family, while also traveling between New York and Boston to take care of my mother who's going through chemotherapy. Like I could have been stuck, and I was stuck in that pattern and in that phase for years of my life, right? Until I finally woke up to the reality of, wow, there is so much to be grateful for here in the now. There is so much that I have here in the now. Right now, I was able to wake up when so many others didn't. Right now, I actually get to choose what I want to eat. Forget about the money to afford it. Of course, I already got that. But I also have the ability to choose what I want to eat when there's people out there in this universe that don't even have a meal, don't even know where their next meal is going to come from. If I am not even present here right now for what I got going on, why would anybody want to give me more? If I told all of you guys, like, oh my God, yeah, whatever, you guys sent me all that money, but I wanted more, do you think you guys would be sending me more money again? Would that motivate you to be like, oh yeah, Samaya wanted 100K instead of 2K, so let's all collectively send her more money again? Heck no. Yeah. Who the hell would want to send me more money after that? After I literally told you guys, like, whatever you just sent me was not enough for me. You send the same message and same energy to the world, to God, to universe when you're trying to manifest your desires and you're not even grateful for what you got going on right now. So, in order to really cultivate this abundant energy, practice gratitude. Every day when you wake up, I gave you this method yesterday, I'll say it again. When you wake up, just as soon as you open your eyes, in your mind, you don't even got to write it down if you don't want to. I started the practice where I would write down every single day. Do I have this journal in front of me? I don't. I have so many journals, but I don't have that one. One of the first journals that I started, I would every single, there wasn't a day that I missed in my life. Like it was 2 full years of this. Wake up, write what I'm grateful for. Wake up, write what I'm grateful for. Wake up, write what I'm grateful for. Until I finally got into the habit of just waking up, opening my eyes, and saying in my mind, these are the things that I am grateful for, and I'm so happy to be alive. Do what it needs to take to come into this practice of gratitude. Everything that I'm teaching you from day one to these are all practices that you need to go ahead and implement before you decide that this shit isn't working. Because I can guarantee you that this works. It's worked for me. It's worked for every single client that's gone through this process. And it works because it's backed up by everything scientifically, spiritually, religiously. It's all in this, these simple methods that we unfortunately have such a hard time to grasp. But I hope Through this, I'm making it easier. I've tried to make this in such a easy way to understand because I want you all to walk away to really know how to do this. So you're embodying the version of you that you're becoming. I want to show you guys this. The reason I chose this picture and not something else, like there's obviously so much nicer pictures, but I chose this because this was the picture on my vision board for 2023. This is me in July on my 30th birthday in Mexico. And when I did this, I didn't even realize that this was actually the moment I realized this happened was the day I was making this post on my Instagram. So I think this was like a week or two ago. I made this post about, oh, this is how my vision board became into reality. And as I was doing that, I was like, okay, let me take all the my pictures that I put on my vision board. And I was like, oh my God, I have this. I took this exact photo this summer because I embodied the version of me already that I wanted to become. Practicing gratitude is powerful. Oh, wow. Yep. When you write it or say grateful things, you rewire your pathways. Absolutely. So remember the neurotransmitter that I showed you guys on day one? Let me see if I can pull it up here. These neurotransmitters are creating these neural pathways in your mind, in your brain that is working all the time, right? Taking up all the oxygen. Another fun fact, your brain is one of like the smallest things, yet it takes up 20% of your oxygen every single day. This thing in your brain is like 3 pounds, I think, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 pounds, I forget. This little tiny thing is taking up 20% of your oxygen every single day. And these are the neurotransmitters and the pathways that we are working on rewiring in order for us to really cultivate what it is that we desire and want. So, okay, I manifested this. And what else did we do? So, in order for us to really embody, right? So now we're in the final part. We've learned how to surrender. We're embodying this. This is all about taking inspired action. Align your actions with your desires. So I have this one soul-led client in my program right now in Mindfully Accelerate, love her to death. We were working on building her confidence, right? So we're taking her out of low self-esteem, the lack of confidence, the need for validation, the need for looking for her worth in men or things outside of her. And so we did hypnotherapy. We've been doing a lot of different things through the program because we're able to do that when we work one-on-one. And the one thing I had to remind her that yes, even though you're listening to this hypnotherapy audio that's very specifically, uniquely designed for your specific subconscious mind and your traumas and your life and what you're trying to achieve, you still need to wake up tomorrow and show up as that confident version of yourself. You still need to wake up tomorrow and be like, all right, so what would the confident version of me today actually do? Oh, she would actually go outside in whatever outfit that she really wanted to wear and not worry about what people will think. Oh, she will actually go into that meeting and stand in the front and deliver that meeting and that message and that presentation without being worried on what questions might come up or if she's not smart enough or if she's not good enough. You need to actually take these aligned actions for the things that you can control, for the things that you can actually do, right? When I'm asking you to cast that vision for your end result, I'm also asking you, how can we work backwards now to make sure that we're getting right? How can we take these things and work backwards? It's all through inspired action. So another example with this, yesterday I shared on both my TikTok and my Instagram how I manifested 100K followers on my TikTok. And if I didn't take action, right? If I just sat there in my house and I was like, oh, in my journal, I wrote down, I am so happy and grateful for 100K followers on my TikTok who love what I post. Da, 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 da. I got so clear and I did it all. And then that's all I did. I never posted a video. I never even really did anything with the TikTok app. I didn't take action. I didn't record myself to actually put out the content. How would I have ever gone to 100K? Yeah, I got clear. Yeah, I wrote it down, but I didn't even take inspired action. I didn't even actually record my content. I didn't actually even think about what does my audience even want to hear from me. I didn't even think about, I didn't even put it out. If I didn't do any of these things, do we understand that I would never have gotten to 100K? And this goes for everything else in your life. If you're not taking those aligned actions, right? From a place of, I already know this is mine, but this is how I show up every day to achieve this. This is what brings you into that state of embodiment, making sure that your daily choices, your daily habits are moving you closer to your goals, right? When you're going through your day-to-day life after this challenge, I want you to begin to really pay attention to how you're showing up. When you're thinking, when you're feeling, when you're doing, right? All those moments in your time, ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to my desired goal in 2024? Right? Do this without becoming too attached again to your outcomes, right? We're releasing this attachment. So it's all about the state of balance, which again takes practice. So be graceful with yourself as you do it, but it's about that balance between making sure I'm not attached to this, I'm detached, but I'm also taking inspired action, right? You trust that inspired action will guide you towards your right direction. So focus on the process and not the result. This is another way that you can take inspired action. I said this yesterday too. You're enjoying the journey as you're pursuing your desires, right? It's not all about, let me get to this end result, right? If you're so focused on, this was me for a long time. Yes, I achieved so many of my greatest goals, right? When I got into Harvard University, I did not have the mindset that I have today. I was living in fear and scarcity, and yes, I still manifested that, which that could be a whole nother thing in another day. For I could do a whole lecture on that. But as I was operating from that place, I was currently living in a state of stress, anxiety, so much overwhelm. I was literally sleeping only like 4 hours a night for 2 years straight, I remember, because I was doing so much. If your life is only the present moment, why would I purposely live in a present moment that is full of frustration, shame, jealousy, overwhelm, burnout, irritation, anger? Why would I choose to do that? If the present moment is all that exists, the past is gone, the future is not promised, and this is all I got, why would I spend these 24 hours focused on something that happened before, worried about something that might happen tomorrow, anxious about why I haven't achieved my stuff yet? Why would I spend my only moment in life like that? Right? I want you to begin to really recognize what it means when I say present moment, right? Like, what does it really mean if this is all I got? This is it. This is it, right? I don't know what's about to happen in an hour from now. I don't care what happened at 1 p.m. before this, right? This is it. So learn and grow and appreciate the experiences along the way. It's really about falling in love with the journey. That's when you literally wake up and you think of something that you want and it comes into your reality. That's when you're in the shower like I am and you're like, "Oh my God, working with that brand would be so cool." And then all of a sudden there's an email in your email in your inbox. The outcome becomes so natural, right? It becomes so natural, it's just a given when you become so dedicated and so passionate about, let me just live in this process, live in this journey, enjoy it, really come into a place of alignment and really feeling what I want to feel, right? When you are great, what do we have here? When we are grateful, take action and leave the rest of the universe, and the universe will meet you above and beyond. Exactly. Beautifully said, right? Celebrate your small wins. This is another major thing that I always tell my clients, right? So oftentimes when we're trying to go after these big, big goals and dreams, we forget to celebrate the small wins. Before I celebrated a 10K day, I was celebrating selling my manifestation scripting guide for $11.11. I have sold hundreds of copies of my digital manifestation scripting guide that's now a part of a bunch of my bundles. I don't even sell it separately anymore, but $11.11, I was celebrating just as hard as I celebrated the 10K day. Just as hard when I celebrated my first 4K day when I made $4,000 from one client in one day, right? Before I hit these bigger numbers, I was celebrating, like even right now, as I'm celebrating the 10K day, I promise you by 2024, I will be celebrating 10 times that. And then at some point beyond that, whenever divine timing wants to work for me, I will also be celebrating a million. Mark my words. And so as I do, imagine if I just like this entire process never celebrated any of this. Like I was not grateful. Just like remember when you guys sent me that $100 and I wasn't grateful because I wanted 100K? Same thing. Celebrate your small wins. Give your subconscious mind reasoning to understand that I am so happy and grateful for what I got going on right now. I am acknowledging and accepting and celebrating all the steps that I am taking that are bringing me closer to my highest timeline and my highest being. No matter how small these wins may be, it could be like, oh my God, I just found the perfect parking spot in front of my office. Oh, I just cooked for the first time and made whatever. Oh, I just, whatever it is, celebrate it. And as you do, it keeps you motivated and it reinforces the belief that you are on the right path. What do we have going on in the chat? So let's see. Jessica, do you suggest if I don't feel good about the present moment, can you repeat your point, please? I didn't catch it. Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't feel good in the present moment, which is completely good, and I'm not completely good, completely fine, because your emotions, okay, the one thing again, I said this in day one, we are not preaching toxic positivity. What I don't want you to do is every day in the present moment, you have to be like, oh my God, I have to be positive. I have to stay good. This thing just got me so angry, but I have to be good. My boss just pissed me off, but I have to stay. No. Because if you continue boxing yourself into this place of I gotta stay good, and then you're just blocking off the other things, they still exist in your subconscious. You're not really getting rid of it. And the other thing is emotions are always going to change. You're never going to hold on to happiness 365 days, 24/7. It's not possible. Not biologically, not spiritually, not religiously. It's just not possible. But what is possible is in the present moment, Jessica, let's say right now you're like, Sumaya just said something and she pissed me off and now I'm angry. I'm so angry. Like, I can't believe Sumaya said that. She really just got me so mad. Now, the thing that we've been programmed to do is we'll get on that, we'll read that message again. She just pissed me off, but I'm still going to read that message again. I'm still going to think about it. Okay, now you know what? Okay, I'm not going to look at it anymore, but I'm going to go into the shower. I'm going to go the rest of my day and I'm still going to think about it. She pissed me off. Samaya pissed me off. Samaya said that to me. Samaya pissed me off. I'm so angry. I'm so mad. I can't believe she said that. And then you're going and telling everyone else, oh my God, Samaya said this to me today. Can you believe it? She got me so mad. What is the energy that you're radiating in that present moment and every moment that happened that day? You are so mad. You are radiating this anger. You are radiating this anger that you're carrying with you. And now you're like, okay, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to be angry at Samaya anymore because at the end of the day, she did what she did. And if I stay angry, it's not doing anything for her. What's actually happening, it's harming me. Staying angry like this is harming me because now it's not only just impacting my mind, it's also impacting my body because I could feel this anger in my body. And now I'm also only speaking about this anger. Like when I see my friends, I'm seeing everyone, I'm telling them like Samaya pissed me off. This is where my energy and mind is going. I don't want to do this anymore. So let me bring it back to something that's going to make me feel good. So then you ask yourself, Jessica, well, what do I want to feel now instead? I don't want to be angry anymore. I actually want to feel calm. I actually want to feel happy. I actually want to feel content. I actually want to feel abundant, whatever, right? Whatever your word is, after you define that word, then you're like, okay, how do I actually get that? No, Maxim, that's not all. Because if that was all, nobody would be here and I wouldn't be teaching this. After you define that word for you go back to that foundation that I helped you build, which was that clarity, right? You already have that clarity on who you are and what makes you happy, what brings you joy, what brings you the feeling of abundance, what makes you feel confident. You're so clear on all those things already. Now you bring that into your present moment, right? So, some random examples, right? For some people, okay, I had one client, she would say, when I want to bring myself joy, I love having a chocolate chip cupcake. Does she have that every single day? No, but that's one of the things that brings her joy. So if she ever needs it, she knows she got that. Something that brings me joy, being in the sun. So every single morning I go for a walk. I can't go for a walk, I'm at my window, right? What are the different things that could bring me joy? I have finally come to a place in my life where I know that my morning time, regardless of what it is that I'm doing or giving myself, there needs to be a sense of groundedness, right? For me, when I bring myself into the present moment, I need to make sure that I start off every day grounding myself into the present now. How do I do that? Sometimes I meditate. Sometimes I do EFT tapping, which is emotional freedom technique. Sometimes I listen to a hypnosis audio that I recorded myself. And it's amazing because I get to do that because I'm a hypnotherapist. But if I wasn't, I would make sure I get one of those audios, right? Sometimes I journal. Sometimes I just walk. Sometimes I just have tea with my mom in the kitchen, and that's enough for me. Ask yourself what it is that you need because it's not going to be the same thing that I need. And that's why we start off with clarity. That's why the foundation of this entire method is clarity, because you get so clear on what you would need at any given moment to bring yourself back to the present now and actually receive what you want to feel instead. Jessica, let me know in the chat if that answers your question. So now let's do a breakdown, right? I wrote it out all here to make it even more like everything that I've said in the last whatever many 3 days. I walked you through the clarity. These are the things that I released. I released them through, again, various different techniques, hypnotherapy, EFT, meditation, breath work, yada, yada, yada. Journaling, lots and lots of journaling. I surrendered. I let go of my need for control, right? This is, again, very unique to me getting the $10,000 cash day, right? So I let go of my need for control, right? Control of when is this going to come, right? When I would have loved to manifest this in my first year in business, I did it. I did it in 2 years. Some people could have done it in a month, in 2 months, 3 months, whatever. I could have sat there being like, oh my God, Sophia manifested 10K day in a month of being in business. Why did it take me 2 years to get that? The other example I actually wanted to give earlier that I said I was going to give later is this right here. On my manifestation vision board or on my vision board for 2021, I believe. Yeah, 2021 was when I created this. This is when was it 2021? I think it was 2022 or 2020, sorry. 2021 or 2020, I can't remember. It was one of those years where I posted this picture of Bangladesh, right? So Bangladesh is where my family's from. My mom has not been back to Bangladesh in 18 years. Okay? I put this on my vision board in 2020 or 2021. When did this vision become a reality? This is me standing in Bangladesh this August 2023. Now, I want you to imagine for a second, if after 2021, I said, oh my goodness, I put that picture on my vision board. I spent an entire year working on myself, becoming more confident, working on my subconscious mind, doing all these things, and I still didn't get to take my mother back to Bangladesh. So you know what? Forget this, man. I don't even want it anymore. Forget it. It's so hard. It's not coming to reality. I got everything else I wanted. I didn't get that. What if I just did that? What if I just gave up? Then do we think on the last minute when divine orchestrated timing happened, I would be able to take my mother back and witness her healing her inner child, hugging her sisters for the first time in 18 years? And it's not just 18 years. This is the first time she was able to cry on her sister's shoulders after surviving breast cancer, after going through chemotherapy, after losing her husband to COVID. If I gave up that dream in 2021 and said, you know what, that didn't come true in 2022, so why would I attempt it again? Do we think it would come to my reality? And now, why am I saying this to you guys? This is especially for the people that were coming in 48 hours saying, I tried half of your manifestation method and I'm not getting what I want. If I was like that person and in whatever many hours I said, you know what? I can't, would I ever be able to witness one of my greatest manifestations of my life in my reality this summer? I wouldn't have. I literally would not have. Samaya, I struggle with ruminating all day with certain situations. So when you're ruminating, right? So this all, again, another thing I want you all to know is that you are not your thoughts, right? You're the observer of your thoughts. So when you're ruminating over certain things, I need you to also understand that same phrase that I told you, that where your mind goes, energy flows. So when those thoughts come through, acknowledge them. Say, okay, great, that thought came through. Thanks. But I choose, right? I need you guys to understand, like, this is an innate power that you have. It's not something that I can force you to do or someone else. You have this power in yourself to say, I choose to not actually pay attention to this thought anymore. This thought is not serving me. It's making me upset. It's not making me feel good, and I want to feel good. So I'm gonna reframe this thought. So let's say your thought is, I don't know, I am not worthy to make $10,000. Let's reframe that into the empowering thought that I have done when I worked on releasing my limiting beliefs. Let's now think about that instead. So again, this is a practice, right? So when we have these ruminating thoughts, when we have these overwhelming thoughts, when we have these negative dialogues going through our mind, it's all about shifting and reframing, shifting and reframing, shifting and reframing, giving ourselves what we need because we could do it. We can, in fact, give ourselves exactly what it is that we need to hear, exactly what it is that we need to feel, exactly what it is that we need to experience if we allow ourselves to really do it, right? So when we're ruminating, catch yourself. Oh, I just spent the last 3 minutes ruminating and spiraling back into that same state of anger or jealousy or whatever that happened that I'm thinking about over and over again. And not only am I thinking about it over and over again, I'm also not staying present. If you are ruminating about something that happened before or something that may or may not happen in the future, you are not present, right? You are everywhere else but present. So in that moment in time, you bring yourself back. How can I bring myself back to the now? Okay. Oh my God. I just realized it's 2:26 and I am going to the city with my family after this. And I know they're going to wait for me to get ready. So before I bring you guys to the end of this challenge together, let me see any other things that are coming up that I can answer really quickly here. Jessica says, yes, thanks. I perceived issue or problem. Wait, issue or problem creating the bad feeling is still open to be resolved through clarity on this. Hold on. Okay. The perceived issue or problem creating the bad feeling is still open to be resolved, though either mentally or physically. Clarity on this would require a real life example. I suppose my next question then is, how do I let go of or resolve perceived issues, right? So, Jessica, this would require me to work like one-on-one with you to understand what your specific problem is or what is specifically coming up for you all. But again, it would be the same thing, right? So if you how do I let go of the perceived problem or issue? You go back to this place of release, right? So the different methods of release, I walked you through a method yesterday, but the other things that you can do, again, I shared some, like you can do hypnotherapy, which allows you to gain direct access to your subconscious mind, reveal what doesn't serve you, what that perceived issue or problem is, understand where it originated from, what the root cause of it is, release that, reframe that, reprogram that, and then align you to what your subconscious would be like when this problem no longer exists and you're already in your desired state, right? So that's one way. You can do emotional freedom technique, which is again using your fingertips to tap on energy meridian points to release your stagnant energies or anything that's blocking you. That's a great one. Time techniques, which is basically a little bit of what I did yesterday. I combined it with the meditation, but it allowed you to get back to, again, what it is you're releasing. But things that you could do on your own is like the journal prompts, right? Understanding how, like, how can I reframe this in my mindset, right? As you gain your clarity, you can begin to shift these things. Use the limiting belief guide that I gave you guys for free yesterday. It's in the community, in our community space. Use that method to really walk yourself through. Okay, Maxim says, so for example, if I get through, like subliminals don't work, I changed it, right? I'm not understanding the questions. Also, when it comes to subliminals, right? So this is actually another another fellow coach that I follow, and we've been talking in the DMs a lot too. She actually shared this on her stories today, and I was like, this is something that I always talk about too. When you're getting random subliminals, random hypnotherapy things, random things off YouTube or Google or whatever, you want to be very wary of this, right? You're allowing these things to access your subconscious mind. A subliminal is basically an auditory, right? It's a frequency of sounds that you hear while things are being said in the background. Now, if you're downloading this from offline, you really don't even know what the hell is being said on the background, right? So you have to wholeheartedly trust that that subliminal is actually going to give you what you desire. So when you actually work with someone who knows your unique story, your unique problems, your unique blocks, and also what you uniquely want, that's when that subliminal or that hypnotherapy audio or whatever is going to work for your specific subconscious mind. Now that goes without saying, like, yeah, I can Google something that, like, oh, I just want to feel a little bit more confident tomorrow. Let me look this up, right? But again, with your own discernment, you are getting free resources off the web that is there to be applicable for anyone. It's not specifically for your specific subconscious mind because they don't really know you, right? Thanks, Sumaya, for the amazing 3 days. I have to leave a meeting. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Karuna, for being here. I'm sending you so much love. So okay, so I walked you through these three things. The last thing was embodied. The way I did that again, raising my frequency to a place of confidence, pure joy, so much divine trust within myself and within my life's journey, right? Um, that was everything. You're welcome. This was how we got here, right? Clarity, release, surrender, and embody. I know this has been so much. Again, 3 days for years and years of things that we have been programmed with. I want you to all to take the time to absorb these things, right? To understand, you can rewatch these replays. That's why I give it to you guys after each class so that you can spend time. And I know some people have actually rewatched it already. They've already told me, like, I rewatched day one again to get XYZ. Rewatch these things, really absorb the information that was sent to you. And knowledge is nothing until you put it into action. Put these learnings and implement them into your life. Okay. And now, as the last few people that are here, I just want to move into the last portion of today's last finale class. And there's a few things that I wanted to share and celebrate as well. So, who here really, there's something that I created, right? And so, who here is really, really, really ready to walk into 2024 as their most abundant, confident, joyful, fulfilling version of themselves, where they're not worried about, like, oh my God, how do I do this? How do I make this happen? Me, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Yes. Right? How do we take these things and what are the things that we're going to do going forward? Right? So you may have noticed throughout the 3 days, there has been so many unique, specific questions that people have asked, right? And they were all examples on how it's really, really important to have your specific things addressed in order for you to actually achieve what it is that you uniquely desire. So I wanted to share some things here that have happened in the last couple of days, right? So this was one of my clients that worked with me when I first launched Mindfully Accelerate almost 3 years ago. 3 years later, she messaged me this. She was thanking me and she was saying, "You don't even know how much you helped me heal. Even through my worst times, I have never gotten as low as I was before." That sentence right there, do we understand what she just said? She has never, even through her worst times, she has never gotten as low as she's gone before. When this person came to work with me in 2021 as one of my first clients, she had just survived an attempt to take her life away. Like, I still have goosebumps after saying that because I'm like, 3 years later, random message from her to say, "This is how much you've helped me." This is something I shared, another client, Maria. I shared this on my Instagram just 2 days ago because this happened literally on Christmas. 2 weeks before Christmas, Maria messages me on Instagram. I worked with her twice. We already finished Mindfully Accelerate a while back, like months ago. She messaged me and she was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" Like, we stay in touch. And she's like, "I just lost my job. I got let go all of a sudden one day. They called me in. I literally was on my, I went to work and then they called me and they let me go." And as soon as I read that message, I was like, "Oh my God," like right before Christmas, like right before the holidays, right before 2024, like I was freaking out for her, right? But then I was like, we're gonna stay calm. But forget me being calm. She was like, but Samaya, the next message after that, she was like, "Samaya, from everything that you've taught me, I'm still in a very positive place. This is the worst time I could have lost my job, but I have faith that something else is there for me because I just realized I've been wanting to let go of this job. I've actually been applying to other places. This job doesn't align with me. And then she started telling me all the reasons why this job does not even serve her. It doesn't even align with the goals that she was trying to achieve. Like, and then literally Sunday, 2:14 a.m. her time. She's in London. I'm in New York City. The day before Christmas, she messages me, "Hey girl, hope you're doing really well and enjoying the holiday season. I just got a new job at Time Magazine." When I worked with her months ago, this Time Magazine role and position was something that she was talking about that she wanted to manifest into her reality. So even during her worst time when she lost it, she knew exactly what she had the tools within her to be like, I already know what I'm going to do right now in my worst time to lose a job. And I know exactly what I'm going to do to manifest this into my reality. She didn't have any time frame. She's like, I don't know when this is going to happen, but I'm just going to take this manifestation method that Sumaya taught me, take all the learnings that I've learned uniquely for myself in Mindfully Accelerate. And within a few days, this girl landed her dream job. Like, how the hell? Like, you can't even make this shit up, right? This was a message from her, like when we were actually working together one time, and she was just like, "Thank you, Samaya. You light my life on fire." She also, when I worked with her, as we worked through her confidence, her feeling more confident in herself, more secure, more worthy for what it is that she desires, she took her first solo trip to Italy. And these were one of the messages that she sent me at that time. So I want you to ask yourself, right? A lot of things came up for you guys throughout these 3 days. You're recognizing so much about yourself. You're noticing the things that need to be worked on, right? So if you have been spending your life up until now feeling overwhelmed with your current reality and you're craving better and more, right? You're seeing inconsistencies and attracting your deep desired goals and big dreams. You're feeling stuck, you're feeling lack, you're feeling guilty, you're feeling sad, you're feeling anxious. You're blaming everything outside of you, maybe, on why things aren't working out. You know that you deserve better and that you are worthy of better. Someone I know lost her job today. I'm sharing her page with you. Yes, literally share that exact post from my Instagram, girl. Like, I think it's like the third one right now. It's right up there. Share that post. They need that post. You want to align to deeper sense of peace, freedom, joy, alignment, and so much more pure happiness, real, true, authentic happiness. And you want to rest without guilt. You want to spend money without the frustration. You want to make money without the frustration. And you want to thrive without hesitation. Tell me if these things are what you want for 2024 and beyond. You want to begin to actually live this life feeling so good, truly waking up feeling at peace, regardless of what's happening in your external world. Yes, ma'am, Carly says. So this brings me to what it is that I want to share with you guys today. And I know somebody here needs to hear it, even if they're here, even if they're going to watch this replay. This is for that specific person. 3 months of mentorship with me one-on-one is for the woman that is ready to claim her throne and her highest timeline. Mindfully Accelerate is my signature program that I launched in 2021. And now in 2024, we are taking this to the next level. So in this 3-month mentorship, we have 90 days of one-on-one support with me. So when you're wondering, okay, how do I release this thing? How do I do? This is where we go specifically into your specific subconscious mind, right? Through the modalities and techniques that I am trained and certified in, through the hypnotherapy, through the EFT, through the time techniques, through specific, uniquely guided therapy questions to access your subconscious and understand how can I personalize this support and really release what is no longer serving you. 90 days of releasing your unique blocks and your old identity so that you can now step into your highest version of self. When you're in this program, you also get everything that all my other masterclasses and all of that will also be available to you as you're in that for 3 months. And the new thing that I'm actually launching in 2024 is a group container. So I would have live classes every week to answer your specific questions for only the people that are in the program at that time. So, you know, it changes every 3 months. Usually, like people are, it's a evergreen process that I have. But in your 3 months while you're with me, you get to also come to those things. So gift one, so I had a gift that I wanted to give for everybody that was here. So we celebrated Kristen yesterday, who won the one-on-one session with me. This gift was going to be announced today for Mindfully Accelerate, and Jamie already claimed it. So congratulations, Jamie. I don't know if she's on here today. If you are, say it, to let us know in the chat. Jamie went into my DMs on day one of the challenge. She was in my DMs and she's like, I want to work with you. Right? She's like, I'm so scared, but I know I want to take the leap. I'm so ready for more. She was even like, I'm scared. She's like, I saw how much your investment is. I was scared, but I want to do it. I want to do it. And then I said, Jamie, just your messages lit my soul on fire. And I'm going to tell you a secret right now that on day 3 of my challenge, I wanted to give away $500 off to the one woman who wanted to step up and be in here and really go after it all. And you know what? You just did that. You didn't even wait for Friday to let me announce my surprise. And here you are in my DM, like such a soul-led, ambitious babe. Like that's what lights me on fire because that's who I am. She went into my DMs. She didn't even know I had anything off. She just said, I want this. How can we make this happen? I'm so scared, but like, how can we make this happen? Because I want 2024 and beyond to be the best years of my life. I am celebrating Jamie to the rooftops. Congratulations, Jamie. She will be starting with me on January 22nd with a new cohort of people joining in for January. This is everything that's inside Mindfully Accelerate. I'm not even going to take the time to go through this. You guys can go back to this and go through it. So much is going into here. And okay, we have some things coming in the chat. Congratulations. Congratulations, Jamie. My program, 3 months, is for $4,997 now. But for a limited time offer, literally for the next 24 hours, you can lock in this program for just $400 a month. So this would be a 12-month plan. I don't even offer 12-month plans because the most I offer is like 6. I think I've done 9 sometimes. But this is completely discounted. Like if I were to just take the 4,997 and split it into 12, that would still be more than I think this. But $400. And if you want to claim this, I want you to, and first of all of this goes through application. So anybody that's working one-on-one with me, you do fill out the application and we talk about it. We can have some conversation in the chat to see if we're a good fit. If this is something that's really going to take you to the next level, see if you and I are going to be able to work together for the next 3 months. We'll chat, we'll go back and forth, we'll understand each other. And if this is the right fit for you, I am so, so, so excited to start January with you. So if you are really craving more, you are really like, I need this personalized, customized experience to me. I want to really unravel, release, reveal all the parts of me that are going to make me who I need to be in 2024 and beyond. I want you to go right now on my Instagram. I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. You're going to go to my Instagram and you're going to DM me the word manifest. You're going to go to my Instagram and you're going to say manifest. When you say manifest, we will have a conversation. We will see if this is the right fit for you, and we will take it from there. And if that is not what you want, you're like, you know what? I really don't want the one-on-one, and I just want some more courses like this, something that I could do on my own and just continue to work on this. Definitely get my manifestation power vault, which is what Karuna was talking about in here for all the last 3 days, like raving about it. She also shared what she manifested through that. You can get the manifestation power vault up until the end of tonight for still just $67. So that's sold for $97. You guys can get it for $30 off. But that is also available for you, and I will be dropping that specific link in the chat now. So that's not even available. Like if you go through my website, you're not going to see it. So it's a separate link, which I'm sending you guys now. So this is my manifestation power vault. You do not gain any one-on-one access to me here. These are all pre-recorded videos and digital downloads, but it's equipped and packed for anybody that wants to begin their manifestation journey, regardless of where you are on your journey. This really, really helps you. And Karuna, I think, talked that up while she was here, but it is a phenomenal place to be. It literally walks you through like, okay, this is how you gain your self-acceptance. This is specifically how you detach. This is how you manifest more money. I have a specific masterclass in there all about only money, right? So all the unique areas of your life are actually explained and walked through and guided through with specific things in the MPV. So again, in there you don't get my one-on-one access, but if you want that personalized support, DM me on my Instagram for 2023, I mean 2024. For 2024. You're going to go on my Instagram and you're going to say manifest, right? You're just going to DM me the word manifest and then we'll have the conversation. Okay. So before I let you guys go, any questions? Just got the Powerball. Woo! I'm celebrating you. I'm so, so happy. So excited to see you in there and everything that's going to come up. The other thing I want to share with you guys, the group that we have, right? The group that we have that is free access, you guys will continue to have access to that. I did that purposefully because even beyond these 3 days, you guys are going to continue to manifest. You guys are going to continue to release. You guys are going to continue to put in the work and things are going to come up. And I want you guys to have that community still. So that will still be available there for you guys, even after these 3 days. And there's a bunch of other resources that I have in there for free. I'm starting my subconscious alignment course there in a couple of days too, which is going to be for free. So you guys can definitely have all that free access. But again, if you're really, 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 really ready to be the woman that's going to sit on her highest throne 2024 and going forward, have that one-on-one access with me. Come into close proximity with me. Come into this room where we can work one-on-one, just you and I, to understand what your story is and how we can make your story the one that you love absolutely. So that when you're taking your last breath and you take a look back at everything that's happened, you're like, I absolutely love it all. With all that being said, I'm sending you all so much love and light. It's been so, so beautiful being with you all here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can see me. It has been an amazing journey. I am really, really hoping you guys gained so much wisdom, so much knowledge, and I'm so excited to see all that you will manifest beyond today. Please be sure to stay in touch with me, DM me when things are coming up, when things are being manifested, and as you walk into your most abundant version of self, I would love to listen and be a part of that journey. And again, sending you all so much love. Reach out to me and I will see you guys maybe in my next class, maybe in private one-on-ones, but either way, I love you all and I'm wishing you all so much love and light. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye, everyone.